Okay, so now we're back. It's time for the event. You're at your station. You've got your device, you've got your checklist, and you've got a 3-ring binder and up to 2 calculators. Remember, you do not have to bring a 5-inch 3-ring binder full of information. It can be a well-organized 1-inch binder and be very useful. So the first thing that's going to happen after you're all here and the event is ready to start, we're going to hand out the tests. And you can start working on that when you're ready. And then the event leader is going to call each team individually to the front of the room in order to get their water. So we're going to call up this first team, and you and your partner can decide together. Does it take 2 of you to get your device up to the front of the room? Is just one of you going to go up to the front? We're going to allow this to be your choice, but think about it in advance. If it takes 2 hands or 3 hands to get all the stuff to the front of the room, then you may want both your partners to come up. All right, so this is the part that's the dangerous hot water goggles on. When you go to the front of the room. Okay, so we'll call up team 1.
Team 1.
We're going to have the large quantities of hot water in a tub this year. It's easier to keep the water hot this way. We're using these big syringes to fill them full. We're going to put those in. You have to have your device open enough that we can get the water in. And then you are able to immediately seal it up and put a cotton ball in the hole. We're gonna.
Your team's timer.
And now your team can go back. You're writing in the time or the initial temperature, and your team has up to 5 minutes to use the graphs that you need to have a copy of in your binder to be able to make a prediction. And our volunteers are going to be walking around the room, just keeping an eye on the timer while you do that. And they're going to initial off that you've used either a marker or a pen that you can't erase to make your prediction on the paper. And that needs to be done before the 5 minutes is up. So while this first team has been getting their water, other teams in the room would just be working on their test, and we'll call you up one at a time to make all this happen. Okay. So then we're going to fast forward in the Division B event. We're now at 25 minutes. And our volunteers are going to be watching those timers that are sitting there by your devices, and they're going to know whenever you're really close. So they're going to be there, they're going to be ready, and they're going to have the thermometers. And at the 25-minute mark, they'll stop your timer, they'll take out the cotton ball, and they will go ahead and take your measurements. Okay, and then they're going to write that on your sheet. And then there's a place for you to initial as a team that you've looked at it and you agree that by accident they didn't write 2 degrees instead of 20 degrees on their sheet. And that way you know that you verified that. Then you have the rest of the time to continue working on your test while the volunteers move on to the next group, and these will be spaced out so that not everyone's time is going to be at the exact same moment and we can get them.